podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, the group messaging wars have begun, but which one will win at South by Southwest?
And the iPad 2 has arrived. Are you ready to buy it, or should you wait for number 3? Plus, Battleheart.
All that plus Jenga on iPad today.
Jenga!
Jenga!
iPad Today is brought to you by Freshbooks, the easy online invoicing service that gets you paid quickly and makes you look professional. Get started with a free package at freshbooks.com. And by Slingbox, which can turn your iPad into a television. With a new iPad app from Slingbox, you can watch your home TV on your iPad anywhere you go. Check it out at slingbox.com. And by Gazelle, the easy way to sell or recycle the used gadgets lying around your home or office. Don't just sell it, Gazelle it! For a 5% bonus payment for your used gadgets, go to Gazelle.com. Bonus code iPadToday. Yes, it's iPad Today, episode 35. I'm Leo Laporte.
35, and we're alive. I'm Sarah Lane. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Today we're going to cover, we're going to South by Southwest in a week.
A little over a week from tomorrow, actually.
It's kind of a funny event. It's in Austin, Texas, but it's really like all of the San Francisco hipsters go to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, it's one of the places I see more of the general tech crowd that is local to me in San Francisco, and a few from New York, than I see at home when I'm just out and about in my own city.
But it's a big deal for web startups and stuff, especially location-based, because Twitter got, in 2007, Twitter exploded at South by Southwest. In 2008, it was Foursquare.
It was Foursquare.
2009. Was it Koala? No, or is that 2010?
Well, Koala and Foursquare were somewhat
the same
in the
time.
same,
Koala's in Austin, so.
Yeah.
In any event, this is a big deal if you are particularly, well, the idea is if you can get everybody at South by Southwest, which is a festival of people who are in the web and interactive media, if you can get them all to use your app, it's a great way to launch an app.
Yeah, what's interesting about this year, it's not as if, every year South by Southwest has this new service that is unveiled and it turns out to be the next Twitter. This year, though, we've got this very interesting category of group messaging services that use geolocation information that
Perfect
all
for a
happen to be launching, or at least
intentionally launching.
A new big push. At South by Southwest, because South by Southwest, as we said, is where all the geeks get together, and all of a sudden you're nearby each other, so location is important. And people are constantly trying to figure out where everybody is, and this is so fun, and let's play with this new service.
It is great. I mean, that's the time you would use it. Now, some of these that we're going to show you are web-based. I guess they all have iOS versions, because you can't. You got to carry it with you. Yeah,
everything that we're going to talk about, most of them are actually iPhone optimized, but you can use them on the iPad. They're obviously just, the display is better for the iPhone. We've left out a couple that are SMS based because, of course, that doesn't really work for the iPad. But what's interesting is that there are just so many similar services. They're not all going to make it. I mean, because that's the nature of this.
And we're not going to talk about a couple. There's a couple have been out for a while, like WhatsApp and Text Plus.
Yes.
Which a lot of people will probably still use. I have them all in. This is the weird thing. With SMS, it's SMS. It's the phone. It's SMS. With these things, you can have them all installed. And I guess if you turn on notifications, you'll see that somebody's trying to talk to you. In fact, I've got a new one that we're going to show in a second called Ditto that keeps bugging me.
Me too. I have to turn off.
Ditto's bugging me like constantly.
So one of the big guys, I guess, because Facebook just bought them, so they're either going to get bigger or go away, is Beluga.
Facebook just bought them?
Facebook just bought Beluga. And
that's a bad sign, because when Facebook buys stuff...
However, Facebook has said, Facebook is known for buying companies for talent, right? FriendFeed is a great example.
And putting the company basically out of business and just using the people.
I mean, apparently the only reason FriendFeed is still up and running is because they're still heavily used in Turkey.
And
just a little side note.
They don't need to do a lot of work to keep it running. They just keep it running.
But it's certainly not getting integrated in any way. It's like that Facebook just wanted the people who worked at FriendFeed, so they bottom out pretty much.
I hope Beluga doesn't go away because I think Beluga's really cool.
I agree, and we've talked about it on iPad today before, so I won't go through the features of Beluga.
I wasn't
in too
here
much
when
detail.
you talked about it because
it was MG actually.
Yeah, I just turned it on now because I'm just loving this.
Well, yeah, Beluga's cool. It's pretty much it's an app. So if Leo and I both have Beluga as an app,
well, we created one.
We create a pod
the other day for the iPad announcement because you and Andy and Atko were down in San Francisco. We're up here,
that was yesterday.
We were thinking we could do something, but we ended up just kind of chatting.
It's
not that useful, really.
The way Beluga works is if you were to create a new pod, and again, some of this is like I don't know. It's still again optimized for iPhone. New pod, you call it whatever you want, and then you invite folks based on either their number or their email address. And then once you're in a pod together, for example, so I've got Eileen and Tom and Leo and I.
Pods are like chat rooms. You create as many as you want.
Yeah, it's a chat room. So it can be a one-on-one back and forth. So it's like a texting conversation. Or you can invite other folks. You can add photos. And then there's also a map view, which is fun. It just so happens that for the most part, most of us are up in Petaluma of that group. But somebody is down in San Francisco.
See, I like that.
It's actually not true because Eileen and Tom are both in the same building as us. So not really sure what's going on with that.
Well, tap that green dot. Let's see who that is.
It says me.
Oh, you really should come up because we're going to do the show any minute now. And if you're still in San Francisco, it's going to cause a problem.
So that's Beluga.
That's probably your phone. Did you leave your phone at home? That's, by the way, one problem with this stuff if you don't take your stuff with you.
Maybe it's because it was the last place I checked in.
Yeah, you haven't checked in.
Last place I checked in. Yeah. Because I haven't said anything since last. That's what it is. Beluga doesn't realize I've moved.
Now, I like Beluga because it's not just iPhone. It's also Android.
It's also Android and I believe BlackBerry.
Yeah, so you can...
Yeah.
Beluga people, a lot of these are iPhone only or iPad only, and that you can't use them with all your friends.
What's nice is that again, it's you create a pod for any reason and include anyone. If you're the person who created the pod, you're the only person who can delete the pod.
You're the administrator.
But people can come and go, or you could kick folks if I don't know, they don't deserve to be in your pod anymore. Beluga has already become very
You're
silly.
not in my pod anymore.
Yeah.
You stink. I don't like you.
One of Beluga's newest competitors is something called GroupMe, which...
Not GroupMe.
No, not GroupMe.
Although that'd be an app I wouldn't mind either.
Well, it's just a different style. This is
only a matter of
before
time.
the groping happens. You talk to each other on GroupMe. So,
you women are all alike.
I know. We just changed the subject. Isn't it awful? GroupMe looks, at first glance, very much like Beluga. And in fact, I think that people will have the most problem keeping these two, telling these two apart. So this one isn't going to rotate, but you get the idea. So what they've done is they say, here are some group suggestions. South by Southwest, for example. Can't miss that one. Maybe you'd like to create a group around all your friends that are going to South by Southwest.
So the suggestions help. That's nice.
The suggestions help. MG and I put together a pod already where you can.
Well, you don't call them a pod on Groper.
No, on GroupMe. It's a group. Okay, it's a group. Yeah, I should keep my terminology in check. So again, you can text back and forth. You can add a photo. You can see where the members are on the map. It's the two of us. What GroupMe will also let you do that Beluga will not, is it will let you call the folks, but it'll assign like a group number that is just sort of a random number that the two of us. Yeah, it's a voice call that ends up being a group call. So if I were to add you to this group and then call,
does it use the cell or does it use Wi-Fi or?
Well,
is it VoIP?
It's VoIP because it's an actual phone number
that's
that GroupMe
neat.
is assigning. Yes, it's Beluga plus another level. If for
that's
some
very
reason
interesting.
we all had to get on the phone together and do a conference call. So that's what GroupMe is. By the way, these are everything we're about to talk about is completely free. So nothing is better than the other in terms of money. Now,
nothing is better than anything else.
Unless something costed $2, and then I'd say
this reminds me of the IM days where you had AIM and you had MSN Messenger, and this is even worse. There's more.
There's more and
choices.
There are a lot of overlapping features, and that's why it scares me a little bit because they just all can't succeed.
Can I show you another one?
Yes.
That I didn't even put on the show notes?
Yes.
Have you heard about Voxer yet?
No. Does this have anything to do with Vox?
It's another one. No, it's the same idea, though. You could start voice chats with friends.
What?
Yeah, so it's kind of audio voice chat.
6 apart has nothing to do with this?
No, it's just called Voxer because it's Vox,
Yeah.
So here, I'll show you. I'll play Jill's message.
Who's Jill?
She's some woman.
Who the heck is Jill? Ooh,
don't
look,
know.
it's Pac-Man. Oh, I like that. That's cute.
That's her Vox message. And then it's a push to...
And start talking.
We didn't hear.
She didn't say much.
I'll play her again here.
All right.
Hi.
Play her out,
I'm
keyword
Jill,
cat.
And I work for Voxer. To send me
So
a
this
message,
is, it's not...
hold down the hold and talk button and start talking.
Watch. I'm going to send her a message.
Send Jill a message.
So watch. See down here? It's like a walkie-talkie. This is supposed to be, hey, yo, Jill, it's your friend Leo.
Yo, Jillsies.
And Sarah Lane on iPad today.
Hey.
We're showing everybody how cool Voxer is. What do you think? And then she would talk. Oh, see, she already did.
Well,
she talked back to me.
She's a bot. She's a Voxer bot.
Now, you can now talk with your friends. So this is like, if you don't have a walkie-talkie application, you know how like we went out for CES for a walkie-talkie application? You can, of course, send text as well.
Yeah.
But now you've got a walkie-talkie application that you can talk to people. Isn't that cool?
Voxer is not the only walkie-talkie application. There's another one.
There's more.
The name's escaping me. But this is, see, I feel like I have less of a use for the voice apps unless they also give me an app to message because that's why I don't use the phone.
Because you would just use a phone.
Yeah,
But what if we were all in a group and you said, Sarah Lane, quick, come here. I need you. I've spilled acid on myself.
I would text that.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't because you're
might.
burning up. You got a hole in your shoe.
All right. Well, now it's too late.
Anyway, so Voxer, one more. What else?
So Fast Society is something that I couldn't download. It just wasn't working for me.
Society.
There's if you just click on the URL and we show the website.
We'll show the website.
Fast Society it's iPhone only, so you actually can't even run on the iPad. At least you couldn't last I checked. And it's a little bit...
It's built to party.
Yeah, it's built to party. It's gotten a lot of
It's
attention.
also built to crash. Oh, there it is.
Recently, and I'm not quite sure why, because you can...
You text a single number, fasts.
Yeah, so you
could have a conference call. This is another one where you can talk to people.
Yeah, so you can, again, group texting, you can do conference calling, or you can... say, hey, I'm at whatever location, everyone come by type of a thing.
See, I think there's just some value in these for businesses as well, I mean, this is anytime you're working as a team, it's a lot of these focus on the social aspect of it, but I think there's actually, for businesses, even better.
Don't you think it's just ridiculous that so many of these have just surfaced now, this year,
it's no
right
coinkydink.
before South by Southwest?
You know why? Because there's money. Because Beluga got sold. There's starting to be money in it. There's venture capital. Goji, which makes Text Plus, just got millions of dollars in investment. This is a hot category.
It's a very hot category, that's for sure.
You remember that on Net at Night, just a couple of days ago, we showed Leah Culver's new version of this called Convor. Now, Convor has no...
I haven't even played around with Convor yet.
I'll tell you why, because you're a portable kind of gal. Convor is desktop only. And this might have been a little strategic mistake. Because these are little chat rooms. I'll go into our Twitch chat room.
No mobile interface?
But there's no mobile interface.
Why?
And, well,
I think
they have an API, so people could write a mobile interface. But you see, that's why we're not covering it. We're not going to mention it. It doesn't even exist.
Well, it exists. It's just not right for this show.
By the way, I like the name of the company that does GroupMe, Mindless Dribble.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I like it. It's like mindless drivel, but...
It's a little pun.
Yeah, it's punny. It's very punny. Something that we will cover on the show, though.
This is supposed to be, hey, yo, Jill, it's your friend Leo.
Yo, Jillsies.
And Sarah Lane on iPad today.
Hey.
We're showing everybody
So that works pretty well.
how cool Voxer is. What do you think?
That's from the iPad, and that's just the mic, me sitting back here, and you across the room.
You know what I would... If I was Jill, I'd be like, please stop messaging me.
I hope she's a bot, because otherwise she's
Please.
getting a lot of messages.
Yeah. No, she's like the
Skype
MySpace
lady. She's like
Tom.
Skype lady. Yeah.
Yes.
She's like Tom.
She's everyone's friend.
Yeah.
Something that we will talk about on the show that Leo and I were playing with before the show started is something called Yobongo. Again, I'm sorry that this is sideways, but that's just the way it goes because it's not optimized for iPad yet, but it works fine. Yobongo is interesting, and I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want to show any of my private conversations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can do private conversations, or here's where Yobonga kind of shines.
Press the 2x. Let's see if we can read the text.
This is why. Maybe I'll just do this here.
And then
let's
double
make
it up.
Easy on
there
ourselves.
You go.
Better, huh?
Ouch! Wow.
So here's what's going on right
that's
now.
hot. That conversation is hot.
It is so hot. This is the public conversation.
Oh, that's
okay?
the public one. You're not even. Those aren't people you even know.
No, these are not people I know. So here's what makes Yobongo different than the rest, and here's why I think that it might have a leg up at down in Austin, so to speak. Is that what I'm looking at right now is a live feed of messages from people in my area.
Oh, see, I do like that.
In the San Francisco area.
This is what was different about Yobongo is normally you would add friends, somebody would ask to friend you, would be people you know.
Correct.
This is location entirely.
This is location entirely. And
Interesting.
You and I could have a private conversation that just because we're already friends and we're connected. But what I'm looking at is a feed of everyone in the San Francisco area that's just talking.
So every time I try to start up my Yobongo, I get problem connecting. I'm getting a haircut.
Oh, that's weird.
This is how you know that these services are like Twitter. They all have their own. When you design a new service,
I think you might have Wi-Fi issues because I'm using 3G and I'm okay.
You have to design your own fail whale. Everyone has to have their unique fail whale.
So what's that? Like the vacuum bot?
The haircut.
It's a Floby, kind of
It's a Floby
bot.
It's a Floby.
Flowbot.
It's the fail Floby.
Fail Flobe. But this
so
is
your Yobongo's working, but
my Yobongo's working. And what's great about this is that I fired it up this morning, and Shlomo Rabinowitz, who's a friend of mine, happened to be in one of the many folks that were chatting. So I was like, hey, Shlomo. And then some people said, oh, hey, Sarah Lane, we know you from iPad Today. Love the show. These are total strangers, but we all happen to be in a particular area. Now, Yobongo is.
So now you have friends.
I do.
Which I don't.
Well, it's because I logged in through Facebook. So it's automatically telling me who had a Facebook is also using Yobongo.
Oh, it needs a photo. I'm gonna give it take a photo of me for Yobongo.
Please do.
Even though the server's crashing.
So Nate Lewis is talking about chicks. The problem with Yobongo, obviously, so there are a few limitations. First of all, San Francisco, New York, and Austin to start. They're trying to. Oh,
it doesn't work everywhere.
No, not everywhere. It's kind of as Foursquare was
right, same thing.
Limited in the beginning.
Yeah.
And they want to make a big splash at Austin and then roll it out. Obviously, the entire city of San Francisco, for example, it's not helpful for me to look at a feed of all the people in San Francisco chatting with one another because as soon as there are too many people signed up, it won't be fun anymore. However, at a particular restaurant, at a particular music venue, at a Giants baseball game, for example,
that's a good idea. That's cool.
So then you're chatting with people who are nearby that you don't necessarily know, but you obviously have a very common interest. Like,
right, you're all doing the same thing.
Go, Fear the Beard, that kind of thing.
Well,
so
all I can say is you should have bought some more server sauce, Yobongo, because I want to join.
Well,
and I can't.
Yobongo's creator, CEO, founder, whatever he wants to call himself. I was ribbing him a little this morning because Yobongo kept crashing on me. The app itself kept knocking me out when I was trying to talk to anonymous people, and he said, "I know." Are popular, we're getting
just doing too well.
We're working on new servers. So this is one of those things. It's like you want to be popular, but you also don't want to frustrate people who are just going to jump over to one of the many competitors, as there obviously are.
The founder, you should say who the founder is.
I just forget his name.
David Casper.
Oh, David Casper.
Was that who you were talking to?
No, it wasn't David Casper. It was Kale.
Okay, because David was with, whatchamacallit. You're in my memories both.
What is wrong with us?
Not going well. But Dave is a serial entrepreneur.
He's totally serial.
Yeah.
You know what? I can pull it up right now because
Caleb Elston. That's
Caleb
the other
Elston.
Guy. They were both from Justin TV.
That's right. Kind It's Caleb. I'm sorry.
They left
I don't know why
Justin in October, I think, to do this.
So this is it's been around kind of stealth mode for a while, and he assured me that they are trying to keep up with demand as quickly as possible. Now you have been beta testing a
Ditto.
service called Ditto.
Yeah. And
longer
you've signed
than I
up
have.
for that now.
I signed up today. So
well, I am. I'm an old timer. I signed up last night.
I'm a new adopter. You're an early adopter.
Yeah, last night. So, but Yuri Engstrom did this. He's the guy who started Jaiku, and he's doing it. His partner Ulf is the guy who wrote Siri. So we've got two very accomplished entrepreneurs in here, and again, they're busy as well. Same idea. Ditto. is kind of like a Foursquare check-in. In fact, it will work with Foursquare. So when you check in on Ditto, it's the same. But the idea here is, as Yuri explained it to me, is it's pre-check-in. So let's say I'm going to go out to dinner tonight. I'll click the Eat Out button, and then I will select a restaurant. And it'll, of course, look through all the different places. Let's say Bovine Bakery, which is around the corner. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go there for dessert. Now, it says not is at Bovine Bakery, but is going to Bovine Bakery. You then check in on that one. And if your friends had a suggestion like, oh, don't forget to try the scones, or, oh, don't go to Bovine, across the street is another bakery, they could do that. So that's showed up here. It will also show up in my Foursquare feed.
Now,
and you can have conversations.
You're my friend on Ditto, so that this has just shown up on my feed of my Petaluma area. As you see, Leo L is going to Bovine Bakery.
Now look at this one. Amit K wants to eat out, so he's looking for suggestions south of Market. So that's what Yuri thinks this will be great as a recommendation engine.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you can have conversations as everything he does. So if I look at Sarah Lane's most recent Ditto. Where is it? It just went by. There's a lot of messages on it, and so people you're actually having conversations.
Yeah, I actually
scroll by.
I checked in at home, but it's strange. What Ditto is actually using is the same location database that Foursquare uses. It's pulling from Foursquare locations.
Right.
So that's why when you typed in Twit as a location, it was like, oh, Twit Cottage. Is that what you mean? Because that's already a location. However, Foursquare doesn't show what neighborhoods have been that a location falls under in San Francisco. So this morning I checked into my home and it said in Western Addition, and I said, well, I mean, that's my Foursquare location that I set up, but I don't live in Western Addition.
I talked to Yuri about that.
Yeah,
and they're working on that.
And Foursquare doesn't display that, so it's like it's a new issue that nobody realized
They're getting that. So they're getting data. There's a lot of data. Simple Geo was a startup that some former Dig engineers, including Joe Stump, went to. So some of the data is coming from Simple Geo. That's, by the way, if you want to pick a business that's good to be in the guys who provide the geographic information to all of these competing services, because
it's crazy.
It's like how Levi's made all the money on the gold rush because they were selling picks and jeans.
So true.
Now, let me ask you a question.
All right.
I have 35 new requests on Ditto. I'm just going to add them all. I like it has an add all button.
I don't know what your reasoning is, but I think
you're saying I shouldn't add people I don't know.
Here's the way that I feel about anything that is location based. Twitter, Facebook pages.
That's different.
There are a variety of services where it's like, add everybody. Let's get the conversation going.
Right.
I think that location is not there yet because you have to assume that if you tell people where you are, they might show up.
I don't mind.
That's implied. Well,
that happened in Argentina. It was
okay.
great.
You don't mind, but you're a very small percentage. But it's not just you.
Very small what?
Percentage.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
No. What? Oh. Yeah. That's not what I said. Not what I said. You're a very small. There's like a few people.
Small-minded.
You and Robert Scoble are probably the only people who are like, you can come to my house.
Can I tell you something though?
Not a problem.
The only person who, besides this trip in Argentina, the only time that's happened in the States, Robert Scoble. I was at a restaurant. And he found me and came to see me.
He is using the power of location to say, hey, you just told me that you were at Bovine Bakery, so I'm just going to swing by. It's cool, right?
So are any of these a winner? Now, Ditto, I got to say, Ditto is different because you're not necessarily at the Bovine Bakery. You check in the place before you get there for advice.
Right.
So it's a little different.
The reason that Ditto may take off is that it's not just, hey, I'd like to go have burgers at the burger joint. Let's all go. It's, I'm in an unfamiliar city.
Right.
Where should I go?
And it has icons.
So in that case,
and
maybe
badges.
It is better to be able to add some friends that you don't know because you get the wisdom of the crowd.
It's got badges.
And it's got
badges.
They call them badges?
Yeah. I don't know. There's trophies.
Trophies.
Yeah, you can get trophies.
Yeah, okay.
Your friends can give you trophies.
I think Ditto, because it's robust and those guys clearly know what they're doing.
They do.
Ditto's got legs. Beluga, it's very hard to say. Beluga, I've been using for months, and it's so much fun. But again, Facebook bought them, and Facebook has said, hey, Beluga won't change right now. And we bought the company for the talent and the technology, not just the talent. They were careful to make sure that there was a distinction, but you never know. It's just not, nobody knows if Beluga is going to, maybe it will stay like friend feed. It'll never get updated and everyone will pass it by.
The other thing I like about Ditto, as long as I'm going to plug it,
please,
is it's not just location. For instance, I push the chat badge, and then on the chat badge you can choose an emotion: chat, news, love, and I'm just going to say I love Ditto, and so that's a little different than a location check-in, and then we can have a conversation around that. So it could be TV shows, it could be other stuff as well.
So it's almost like there's like a get glue element.
And they're gonna apparently add partner buttons just like Foursquare does and stuff. So I think, I don't know. I'm voting on Ditto, and you're voting on which one? Which one do you think? Beluga?
I think I don't want to vote on Beluga because I just don't know what the Facebook factor is yet. Beluga and GroupMe are both solid. They work very similarly, and GroupMe's got that neat voice conference calling feature, which Fast
Beluga
Society
has a cute
apparently
little whale
has.
icon.
It does, the Beluga whale. Yobongo is interesting to me because it's different, where you are actually chatting with strangers based on your
That's cool.
Similar
That's
location.
Yeah.
It's cool, but I'm also afraid that it's going to get into chat roulette territory, where you just get all this like garbage and people who are trying to kind of like
could be an issue.
Spam or just be gross. They do have a swearing filter that you can activate, but people can get around that. Anybody who's hung out in IRC long enough knows that. So I don't know. It's very hard to say. I think Yobongo is going to get a lot of attention in Austin. Again, because people are all going to be gathered in certain areas.
These competing different things, it'll be interesting to see. Twitter was alone. Foursquare was alone. There wasn't competition. Maybe that too many people doing it all at once will dilute the strength of any one, and there'll be no winner.
I already think that's happening. It's like I check in to Foursquare almost exclusively via Instagram now, because I can.
Right.
I rarely even go to Flickr. I'm just porting my photos via Instagram or even it's like there's too much cross-pollination and nobody really gets anything out of that. It's a lot of noise.
But if one kind of starts to take the lead, the kind of the network effect, the snowball gets rolling, and that one's going to win big time because everybody say, oh, stop using X because everybody else is using Y, and then everybody will use Y. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll be at South by Southwest.
We will.
We're going to cover it live, and I think part of our coverage will be, what are you using? What are you using? What are you using?
Absolutely.
And so we may get a winner at the end of it. I think that's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting. Now, there's two ways I keep track of what I'm going to be doing at South by. Should we mention those two?
Yes, please.
Plancast is an app, but it's also a website. I'm very fond of it. It's like a Twitter for what you're up to. So you use Plancast to say, for instance, I'm going to be at South by Southwest, and then you see all your friends who are going to be there as well.
In fact, if you go to plancast.com/twit, there is a plan for our meetup on Sunday, March 13th.
Did you do that?
Eileen put it together, I believe, initially, and there's about 75 folks who have already said that they're coming.
Good,
even though we
there's
really
only 500 in the room.
Well, we really haven't.
Look at that. That's cool.
We haven't advertised it at all. But now, anybody who's watching this, if you're going to be in Austin, add yourself to our plan so that we can see your icon and maybe say, "Hey, Joe, I recognize you from our Plancast." Yeah,
Twit live at South by Southwest, and these are all the people.
You get an idea of all the people that. There's me.
There's Lisa Bettany. There's Jason Howell, Scoble. And here's all the fans, other friends who are coming.
Other friends and fans, people who are going to be there that we're going to be able to meet.
Including the Plancast Penguin.
Yay! Jessica the Penguin.
So this is cool. So this is Plancast. This is a way.
Plancast. So it gives you.
And if you go to the SXSW Events Guide, you'll see that all of the parties, all of the events, all of the talks are there. So the point here is to kind of use this to plan it's really about parties, and that's why our coverage is so much fun, because we don't actually go to the lectures. We just cover the parties.
It can link up to Facebook events as well.
Right.
Like you can send a Plancast to Facebook events if people the problem with event making, as anyone knows, it's like it used to be Evite, and there's Facebook events, and then there's Plancast. It's like, how do you keep all that information, in iCal, that kind of thing? So Plancast works with a variety of services pretty well.
Now there's another one, Lanyard.
This is new to me. I don't know anything about Lanyard, Leo. How did you find it, and what's going on?
Sarah, I think it was Amber that told me about this.
So it's Lanyard with the first A and not the second.
Right, Lanyard.
Lanyard.
And the idea of Lanyard is very similar to Plancast, although it's it's not exclusively different. I would use it in conjunction with Plancast to make your calendar. So,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Cool.
So these are conferences that are coming up and so forth.
So this was almost like
it's based on my Twitter friends.
I see.
And this is going to be another one where, it's going to be kind of a cage match between Plancast and Lanyard.
They're very similar, aren't
Yeah.
they?
But Lanyard is very much focused on the conference itself.
I see.
They're very similar.
okay.
Look here's my Twitter contacts at South by.
Right.
97 of my 113 contacts are speaking.
Wow. They'll just let anybody talk.
And all 100 isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? I guess I know a lot of speakers there. So here's
How not to be a douchebag.
I think I'll plan to attend
who's
that
running
one.
that one?
Laughing Squid. That's Scott Beal.
and Ed
Ed Hunsinger. Tim O'Reilly interviewed by Jason Calacanis for a fireside chat. Matt Mullenweg interviewed by John Battelle on WordPress. See, these are all things. Boy, I hate to miss any of these.
I like how Lanyard is making plans out of talks.
Exactly.
So it's not just like,
this
hey,
is more
we're all,
about your
we're all
conference.
having a party. Yeah,
this is more about your
cool.
conference, what sessions you're going to go to. You can
That's
even get
neat.
slides and video and notes from those sessions. I think this is it. I would use both. I would use Plancast for the parties and Lanyard for the conference itself.
There's room for each.
Yep.
So you guys have a pretty good idea of why South by Southwest is influential, because so many services come out and people like Leo and me have to figure out which ones are worth using. We certainly can't use all of the apps that we showed you at once, but some might end up rising to the top as better for certain activities than others, and of course Plancast and Lanyard as well.
I don't want people to feel like if they're not going to South by Southwest that this wouldn't be useful, because this is what these are. Is they plan to launch at South by, but really the intent is that the utility be for anything.
It is. We are guinea pigs.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's get a bunch of people using the service, see if our servers can handle the load, see what the interest is, see what as far as the early adopters go who are into this stuff, what people start complaining about right away, and fix it before we open it up to the general public. This is all stuff that everyone's going to be using. It really has nothing to do with South by Southwest specifically. It's a great way to test a service with a bunch of folks who care about this kind of thing.
And of course, a great way to get buzz. One of the reasons we're at South by Southwest is the people who, as you said, early adopters, the people who are influencers, the people who other people listen to are all there. It's one place that everybody goes to. So it's an opportunity really to be seen by the people who matter the most in the web community. And that's why these guys all want to launch there.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a good time. For all the links to the apps that we mentioned, we talked about a lot of stuff just now, and even a couple websites. Go to twit.tv/IPT. That's where our show notes are. Also, past episodes, if you said, didn't they talk about Flipboard recently? Yes, we did. And it's in our archive, so you can get all of our past episodes there too. And a quick reminder, if you're not watching live, that we do record iPad Today live on Thursdays at 1:30 p.m.
Pacific. 4:30 Eastern.
Every week. I got a problem with that. Every darn week.
Why is that? Do you know where you are? If you had one of these
I am
iPhone things, they have GPS. You could really figure out where you are.
No, there's no there.
You're getting all these notifications. We got to turn off notifications if you sign up for these things.
Shannon,
people
I know.
Bug you.
It's it's good. It's good. It'll help me. It'll help me test it.
Nick R says Ditto.
Ditto.
And then you can view what his Ditto was. So
I think that's what it was.
This is so he said
I love Ditto. And
I love Ditto, and he said, and then he put a little thanks there. So I did get a trophy. You see, I got a little trophy.
Oh,
so I know it's kind of hard to
see. So
sucking
up is worthwhile.
Absolutely.
You get trophies for saying you like stuff.
Yeah.
And of course
you have topics here: Charlie Sheen, Foursquare, Apple, headache, coding, and puffy jackets.
Puffy jackets. I like those better than Charlie Sheen, actually.
Yeah.
Keep me warm. iPad Today at twit.tv is our email address. We love getting feedback from you. We're going to read a few of those in just a moment, but keep them coming.
First,
it's a group effort. Let's
tell you about Freshbooks. If you are a freelancer, if you're in business, a contractor, a consultant, anytime you are invoicing clients or customers, it's getting very difficult. When I was first starting out here at Twit and actually just in radio in general, I sent out a lot of invoices, and I would always forget. I'd send them out 3 months late. People get mad at me saying, well, I didn't budget to pay this in June. Well, you did the work in January. I said, I was printing them out, like from Microsoft Word. Freshbooks. I discovered it in 2004. Amber MacArthur actually told me about it. I think they're a Toronto company. And she said this is the best way to do invoices. And boy, was she right. If you go to freshbooks.com, you can sign up and use it for free for up to 3 clients. So it's a really great way to get started. By the way, they're picking every day for the next month. They're going to pick somebody who signs up for the free account and give them a birthday cake, even if it's not your birthday.
Love that.
Many of our listeners have already won. So here's the deal. FreshBooks does the invoicing. You upload your logo, so it looks just like your invoice. You can even have them mail paper invoices for an additional fee. You can, then set a tickler so that it reminds you that, hey, I was supposed to be paid by now. This is what I really needed. So you'll follow up. It makes it very easy for clients to pay, too, which I love. They can, of course, send you a check, but they can also use a credit card right there on the site, PayPal, or 11 other electronic payment services. Easy to pay means you get paid faster. You'll save time. And you'll look more professional, too. It's really a nice service. FreshBooks is fantastic. Take the tour, then try it for free. This was really kind of one of my first Web 2.0 applications. Oh, if you do time tracking, it will actually has a little widget that will track your time and then automatically pump those hours right into the invoice. So it really couldn't be easier. You can use it with staff members. Your clients will love you. Your staff will love you. It even does expense tracking, estimates, and more. If you're a contractor, take a look at the contractor page. I mean, it just makes this so easy. And, of course, privacy is guaranteed. Try it out. Freshbooks.com. Your first 3 clients are absolutely free. We thank them for their support of iPad today.
So, Leo, pretty quiet week on the iPad front.
All's quiet on the iPad front. Nothing to announce.
No.
Pay no attention to that man in the black turtleneck. He's not announcing an iPad 2. Are you going to run out and buy one?
Totally. Well, we're going to be in Austin, so
we're going. So here's the plan.
Okay, what's
we
the plan?
fly into Austin.
Let's make a plan cast.
The iPad 2 goes on sale. Although I understand, I've been told now by some inside sources, you will be able to pre-order or at least reserve one at the store of your choice. But we're going to be in the air at 5 p.m. on the 11th when they go on sale. We're going to get out of the plane. I've already got a car waiting for us to speed us. It'll be you, me, Lisa Bettany, Lisa Kensel, I think our whole team, Tom, Eileen. We're all going to speed over to the Austin Apple store and pick up our iPads.
Will it still be open? We don't get there till late.
Better be.
We don't land until 9:30 Austin time or so.
Better be.
Well,
better be. And if not, and by the way, we're going to stream.
Have somebody.
We're going to stream this live.
This is going to.
We're bringing the live view with us, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
MG will be on our flight as well, so maybe we can just bring him hostage. It'll be fun.
But we have to buy them. And one of the reasons I'm excited about the iPad 2 for our, selfish purposes.
Yes.
It has HDMI video out of mirroring of the whole screen. So this whole thing we do with a camera over my shoulder, shooting the screen or the camera pointing at your iPad, that's the best way we could do it until now. With our big fat man hands.
But here's the problem, Leo,
But now we'll be able to get high-def video right out of it.
As you recall, though, this isn't always the best way because we had originally jailbroken one of our iPads and then thought, we'll get straight video out. But you lose
the hand.
You lose the gesturing, which is part of the fun of the iPad and knowing.
Well, I'll do like a dissolve. So your hand will be in there. And then I'll dissolve to the screen, and I'll do something like that. So we get both. We'll figure out a way.
We'll figure something out.
The real reason we stopped doing it is because we had to jailbreak it, and the kludge really didn't have great crisp video. This is going to be 1080p. It'll be beautiful.
I mean, for teachers, presentations.
I think it's great.
It's one of our most often complaints that, hey, I've got this really great way to use the iPad. I don't want to jailbreak it. What's my option? Right. Didn't have one. Now you will.
If the app didn't support it. Now, we should just run down the stats. Yeah. I'm sure everybody knows, but it's twice as fast, 9 times as fast graphics. Same resolution, same battery life, but thinner.
A lot thinner. Not too much lighter, but a lot thinner.
Yeah. Third thinner.
Thinner than an iPhone
beautiful.
4.
In white or black.
In white or black. And okay, so I've wanted a white iPhone 4, the mythical unicorn iPhone 4, since day one. Obviously, still can't get one. But I look at the white iPad, and my initial reaction was, yes, white. But I don't know. I think it looks a little dated. It looks like an old MacBook.
I'm gonna get the black. I like the black.
Yeah, I didn't realize I would feel this way, but I'm not digging the white. It looks a little cheesy.
Camera, are you happy? Front and back.
So happy.
We don't know yet how high quality the camera in the back will be, but rumors are telling me it'll be the same 5-megapixel camera that's in the iPhone 4, which would be fantastic, especially with all the great camera software.
The reason that I don't think it's as nice as the iPhone 4 camera, which, by the way, is a really nice camera. Anybody who has an iPhone 4 knows that it's good. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's as good quality as the iPhone 4, or they would have said so.
Yeah,
they would have
you're right.
said
They didn't say anything.
Same resolution as the iPhone 4 camera that you know and love, because everyone would have said, yeah,
But
it's
why
really
wouldn't
good.
it be the same? Why would you do something less good?
I don't know. I
don't get it.
don't know. Keep costs down. I mean, the prices haven't gone up at all.
Well, that's an important point. They didn't go down, but they didn't go up either. Same storage amount of storage. And you will be spending an additional $30 because you will be getting this. What is it they call it?
It's the cover.
Magical revolutionary cover. It's got the
cover.
magnets. Snaps right on, but this is what I like. It puts it to sleep, and then when you open it up, it turns it on again.
Isn't that pretty?
It's so cute.
Now, of course, you said $30. That's the polyurethane version. There's a leather version for $70.
Yeah, I'm getting 11. Now watch this too. Why didn't somebody do this before? This is so brilliant. And because this little thing is a stand, you can do it both ways. Isn't that awesome? So it stands up the Mac, clicks on, and it's a $30. $30. It costs Apple about 50 cents to make, but
this is Apple's official.
It's official.
This is our new cover.
It's much
Not
better.
a case, it's a cover. Remember the iPad Apple case 1.0 everyone hated.
But this now they did point out
this is pretty
that
amazing.
The magnets are built in both to the cover and the new iPad, and others could make similar covers. So we may see other innovative covers.
But it's
But this is the
if you'll pardon
first
my
good
fanboyism,
This is the first good cover.
It is. Well, it's one of these things where you're like, and of course it was an iPad internal product, because it's like, who else would have thought of this?
Right.
It's just Apple does these sorts of things really, not all the time, obviously. Their first case, not so great.
Will you run out and get it? Yeah, we already decided that.
Yeah, we're going when we get off the plane in Austin.
Yeah.
Hey, it's our job.
It's our job.
It's our job. We have to.
And then, of course, everybody's going to upgrade their old iPads, which I think will be still very good. I mean, look, the screen's not a bigger resolution. It's not.
Absolutely.
If you can live with, not the speed upgrade or the HDMI cable, we will all get iOS 4.3 same day on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch. Love the new AirPlay. So you can stream content from the iPhone, iPad, or iPod to your HD TV via Apple TV. But you can you can also, it seems like, go the other way. It's got the home sharing. So you can get your content on your computer and show it on your iPad. And I'm really excited about the idea. It seems to be with the HDMI cable, you'll be able to say watch something like Hulu Plus on your big screen TV. I think this new iPad is going to be kind of the ultimate home theater device as well.
And also, let's say I come over to your house, you've got an Apple TV, and I go, gosh, you know what was so good?
Right.
I've got the kids are all
And it's right
on
there.
here. Oh, hey, let's just stream it. So you don't actually get a physical copy of the movie, but I can take my movie theater with me, and maybe your TV's better than mine, and the possibilities are endless.
And we love this. They're finally customizing the side switch on the iPad to be either screen rotation or volume mute. You get your choice.
Up to you. For everyone who was so mad about that home orientation going away, now it's back in your hands. Whatever you want. Something that was pointed out yesterday, this is just a throwaway. It doesn't really affect the iPads, but iOS 4.3 apparently is only going to be upgraded, at least on the 11th, for GSM phones.
Yeah, so I thought that was odd. So the Verizon folks don't get it.
And I just got a stupid Verizon
Did you?
iPhone.
Oh,
It's not stupid. It's
great. Do you like it?
Yeah, well, my service works quite well. But I'm like, hey, I don't want to wait. Just got this thing.
Right.
But I don't really know what the delay is. But it's something to keep in mind. Not really sure what's going on with that. But it sounds like the AT&T has one-upped us in that regard. Really quickly, Leo, can't do a show about iPads without highlighting one of our best iPad Today stars of the week.
Stars of the week.
This week, if you go into that iPad Today folder.
Okay, I'm looking at Sarah's mobile me.
You are, I know, it's so juicy.
Ooh,
and then
it's so exciting.
you just click on that little guy on the right. So this is Tommy and Jilly. Jilly's on the left, Tommy's on the right. Now, Tommy, this is from Dana in Connecticut, so she's told me the backstory here. Tommy doesn't really have an interest in the iPad, but he doesn't mind being an iPad stand. He's going to take one for the team. Jilly, as you can see.
She watches.
Well, yeah, she's watching me. She thinks that I am pretty smart.
And Tommy's just going, oh,
Pretty
Jilly,
good.
please.
Tommy's like, this is what you do when you don't want to get yelled at.
It's funny. He really is. He makes quite an excellent stand.
He does.
I have
Well,
to
he's
say.
got some girth, so it stands up just right for Jilly.
Do you think she forced them to do that?
I don't think they look forced. I think
They
they
look
just
very relaxed, actually.
I think that they've probably posed for pictures once or twice
interesting.
before. That's just a hunch, being a cat person myself. So yeah, that's Jilly and Tommy. Thanks to Dana for sending in the picture. Always good to see that the feline race is behind us. You know what we haven't shown on the show, even though we've talked about it quite a bit, is the Slingbox app for iPad. We've talked about it, but we've never shown it.
We should show it.
We should. Now, Leo, you have a Slingbox.
I do, but I forgot to put the app on.
Oh, Leo!
Tom Merritt. Because Tom has it on his too. You know what Slingbox? Slingbox is that great device. You go to slingbox.com, you can read all about it, or just get it at Best Buy or Amazon. You hook it up, you take it home, you hook it up to your TV system.
Mm-hmm.
So your DVR or your satellite box, your cable box, or your DVD, or all of the above. Just everything, all your inputs go into the back. And then you hook up your Ethernet jack. Now you're kind of done. But when you go on the road, whether it's with an iPad or an iPod Touch with Wi-Fi, a smartphone, a laptop, you log in with your special login to your Slingbox at home, and now you're seeing everything that you could see at home on your iPad. You can even control your DVR. I'm sorry I didn't put it on here. What was I thinking? I will show it next week. I promise I will show it.
Next week. Yeah, it's okay.
Because it's really cool. I mean, it's really
cool.
great.
Yeah.
I just do it on my MacBook Air. That's why I don't have it on my iPad. But I will put it on there, and I will show you. So if you don't yet have a Slingbox, you ought to go out and get a Slingbox. Go to It's just the best. In fact, now when you tie this with the new capabilities of the iPad 2 and the AirShare and everything, it's like everything. You could see this becomes the most amazing portable television device. You can watch content everywhere, including from your home TV system. No additional cost because you already paid for your cable or your satellite. Try it right now. Go to slingbox.com to find out more, and check it out at your local Best Buy or Amazon. Slingbox. It's just the greatest thing. I love my Sling.
In fact, we have a special little URL, slingbox.com/twit.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have used that. We like it when you use the URLs because then our advertisers say, oh.
Then they go, wait a second.
Oh, this came from Sarah.
So Twit is
Twit's
telling
sending
you
us
about
traffic.
us, is it? Yeah,
Yes,
so that's always helpful for us as well.
Yes, it is.
Then we say, see, people listen. And Slingbox goes, no, they don't. We go, no, look at slingbox.com/twit. People listen. And they go, oh, yeah, maybe we should give you some money.
Maybe.
So you can keep you going.
Maybe you should give us some money.
Maybe. We always mention that iPad today would be nothing. Nothing without our viewers.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. We would be sitting here in a dark room talking to each other.
Well,
which
we
is
wouldn't.
a lot like the show, actually.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind that, but I'm just saying it's nicer when there's somebody watching.
It is. Well, there's an interaction that you just don't get without you guys. So
right.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Want to read a couple of emails that you sent us this week. First one from Jim Maines. He's got a question that I think a lot of people have probably run into.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I enjoy the show. I watch it on my lunch breaks. Thank you. But I was wondering, why can I sometimes play YouTube videos through people's Twitter links, that kind of thing?
Right.
And then other times, there's that X through it, and I can't.
He means on his iPad, obviously.
He means on his iPad, yeah. And this is something that I've run into on Tumblr as well.
The reason is because not all YouTube video has been converted away from Flash. So if it's Flash, you can't.
Right.
You know that because we don't have Flash on
is
iOS
not,
devices.
yes.
But YouTube has been very active. Google has been very active in converting its YouTube videos to H.264 and HTML5, which works great on the iPad. So it's likely that that's the issue, that some of the videos are not yet converted. You can go to your YouTube account. It might be worth trying this and kind of telling YouTube that you want to see stuff in HTML5. If you go to YouTube, let me see if I can type it in here, youtube.com/ I think it was HTML5. Yeah, they were doing a beta test so people could
interesting.
try it.
I've never even seen this page.
So if you are not, try this on your iPad. It might help. If you're not yet signed up for the YouTube HTML5 video player, this is not a Flash player. So it works just fine on iOS. Click this Join the HTML5 trial box. And it will convert more of the videos to HTML5. And
I see. So it's not going to make
not
other
all of them have been
folks-
converted.
Yeah, in your Twitter stream, just because you're signed in is not going to change what someone else's.
Well, here's the deal. You're getting a link to YouTube.
Right.
If you're logged on to your YouTube account and it knows that you are on the HTML5
so it actually
trial,
might,
it was going to be more likely to send you to HTML5 content.
As long as you're
Here's the
logged in.
thing. It's not Flash. It plays back as H.264, which the iPad can handle. So I think there's still going to be videos you won't be able to play because not all the videos on YouTube have yet been converted. By the way, this is going to get worse because YouTube says now they're not going to use H.264. They're going to start using WebM, which the iPad does not play. So expect a little period of discontinuity.
Can't we all just get along?
I wish.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But you notice if you open your YouTube app on your iPad or your iPhone, it doesn't have all the videos that you have on the YouTube website.
That's true.
Only plays back the H.264 stuff.
So that answers probably another question that people have. Why is this YouTube app doesn't seem as robust?
One
What's my web
of the
experience?
reasons I know this is because if you go to live.twit.tv on your regular browser, you'll be watching us in Flash. But we have our coder has done such a good job. Kevin Porteous. He's got a little JavaScript code in there that says, "Who's your browser, baby?" And if your browser responds, "I'm an iPad or an iPhone," he'll send you to a different link, which normally will have H.264, not Flash. Not always working. Sometimes the link's down. In fact, I think it was down the last couple of days, but that's the theory anyway. Moving right along.
Home screen of the week. We don't do this every week, but
I like this feature, though.
this week we're going to. This one comes from Derwin Brennan from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Yeah.
And Derwin is using the Emoji free app to name his folders, which is on his homepage. This is a screenshot of his iPhone, but he said when he wrote us that he planned to get the iPad too.
So tell people what emojis are so they understand what they're seeing here.
Well, so Emoji, did we show his folder, by the way?
Not yet. It seems to be, I have to.
Oh, really?
Well, something went wrong, so I'll show it
There
this
it
way.
is. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So you see in some of the titles, I'll zoom in so you can see it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Again, this is an iPhone. So if you see like his noise, his draw, his web, all of the titles that he's named his folders in iOS now
They have icons in the name.
cute little icons next to them, and I happen to think that it's a little noisy, but it's also cool. And some people are really into these emoticon type of things. So you say, well, what is going on here? I will tell you.
I love emojis.
Yeah, and Derwin is the one who told me, so thank you, Derwin, because I had always sort of wondered how people were doing that, but was afraid to ask. There's a free app. It's called Emoji. There are when you look in the App Store, there'll be a few, but Emoji is the one that I've tested. It works out fine. So, for example, this applies to I'm looking at a popular photo on Instagram.
Instagram has a lot of emojis.
Instagram has a lot of emoji. Instagram folks just love to. So this is like a good night, Z. How do they do that? Okay, well, I'll show you. Because I went ahead and downloaded the Emoji free app. Okay, so let's just get into a place where I'm going to use my my keypad.
It happens.
All of a sudden,
see down there in the bottom.
Yeah, so now I've got this. You can hardly see it, but it's kind of like a little globe icon. Now, if I hit that globe icon, now I am activating my emoji options. So there's like a million different faces. I've got animals, a bunch of different, so like weird bell stuff. There's like a crazy ghost, Santa, car-related type things that are travel. I got a rainbow. I don't know why a rainbow's under cars, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, these are all, it's kind of like a lot of silly stuff. The way that I did this is once you download your app, it's somewhat confusing. So I'll just show you how I figured it out really quickly. Once you download your app, you have to go into your settings. You go into general. You go into keyboard. And then you go into international keyboards, and once you've downloaded Emoji, that will now be an option, right? So you just have to go in and activate it, which I already had done. But you have to go in and activate that once. then you have to restart your iPad once, and then you've got that nice little globe option, which the globe will appear if you download maybe Chinese character library or Turkish or anything like that. So those are the variety of reasons that you might have an extra keyboard extension. Emoji is just the really fun one. So there you go. Thanks
Just so
to Derwin.
people know, this the emojis are really popular in Japan.
Yes.
And all Japanese
In fact,
phones.
I assume emoji is a Japanese word.
It is, and if you look at them, you'll see that they really have a Japanese flavor to the style of the icons.
A lot of peace signs and cute kitties and things like that. It's great.
Yeah, and so this is enabled on iPhone in Japan and other phones that have international. And there is a standard emoji set, but just for some reason, the iPhone and iPad in the U.S. they didn't turn on emojis, and they don't really give you a way to do so. So these applications kind of modify things. And basically, they ask for that character set.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that at least for something like Emoji Free app, this is only going to work with an iOS.
Right.
So if somebody is, let's say there's an app that transfers
if you
over
use it
to
on Twitter,
Android,
which some people do, you're going to get a lot of people seeing boxes because they're not seeing
it's
before.
garbledy-gook.
Yeah.
So I guess use with caution and make sure you're not confusing people or that people know what it's about.
But for his use, I think that's pretty
For
good. I mean, for what
personal-
Derwin was doing with his homepage, I think that's great.
Absolutely, and that's why I think people are using it so profusely within Instagram because, of course, Instagram, at least at this point, is just iOS. So thank you, Derwin. You're the best. We'll feature more home screens next week. Reminder, we'd love to hear from you. You can write us. iPadtoday@twit.tv is the email address. You can leave us a voicemail. 757-504-IPAD is our phone number. Or for extra points, you can send us a video. If you put video in the subject line somewhere, it's easier for us to find it and feature you because we love to see your pretty faces.
We do.
Question, comment, idea, tip or trick,
We didn't have any video this week. I'm disappointed.
We didn't have any video. Well, we were kind of running late, so we had some
it's just
things
as well.
that we'll roll over into next
We'll
week.
save them for next time.
Yeah, we'll save them for next
But we
time.
want to get to our app caps in a moment. Before we do, though, can I remind you that since there is a new iPad coming out, by the way, they're telling me the Apple Store in Austin closes at 9.
Oh my
but I'm hoping that they will stay open a little later because it's iPad 2 release day. I bet you they'll stay open till midnight, don't you think?
Well, I think that so many geeks.
There's going to be a
will
line.
Is there just one Apple Store in Austin?
There's 2 Apple stores in Austin. I just think that they're going to stay open. Anyway, we'll hope so.
Well, either that or we're going to have Jason Howell stand in line for us because he's getting there a day early.
But see, here's the problem. What do we do with our old ones? I got a solution for you. Don't sell it. Gazelle it. GAZELLE.com. Gazelle is the place to sell your used gadgets or recycle them if they really have no value. You can Gazelle actually does a really good job of recycling gadgets. But my suggestion is you go to gazelle.com right now and take a look at it. Newly designed webpage. I love it. Let's just try the iPad, see how much we're going to get for it. So enter it in. They know about tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of devices. But I have the 32 gig Wi-Fi plus 3G. Actually,
You got the big mama.
Actually, I think I have the 64, but let's say I have the 32. So I'm going to search. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to ask you some basic questions. Does it work? Yeah, no functional problems. Normal wear and tear, but works well. No noticeable flaws is like it's never been used. I'm going to say normal wear and tear.
Yeah, you want to be honest.
Yeah, slight wear. By the way, they're experts. When they get it, will wipe your data off of it. You don't have to do that ahead of time. And they'll verify the condition, and that way they'll validate the offer. Look at that.
$288.
Look at that. That's great.
By the way, in the first hour after the iPad 2 was launched yesterday or announced, Gazelle got 1,000
I'm not surprised.
people.
This is how you're going to pay for your new iPad.
To get some money back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here's the deal. Now, you get a box. You throw the stuff into the box. I'm going to say add to box. They give you a mailing label, so they pay for the postage. You might as well get rid of all of your stuff, right? And then old phones, new phones that you don't want to use, that Nokia N8, and put it all in there and send it, and then they will send you money. Actually, there's a lot of different ways. They either give you cash for your used gadgets, or they help you recycle them if they're worthless. They can even give you Amazon and PayPal credit and so forth. So if you enter the bonus code iPad today, look at that. I get an extra $31 off your iPad and my iPad. We're selling them both. iPad today. That's the coupon code to save an additional 5% off. And I feel good about it because when they recycle, they use EPA-approved recyclers. They don't send it to put it in the landfill. They don't send it anywhere bad. It really, to China or whatever. This is a really great.
No, we're bad, like China.
No. You know what they do sometimes with these electronics recyclers? They send it to countries like China where they don't have strict environmental rules.
And they get dumped in rivers.
And they get
hurt
dumped in
people.
rivers, or kids get to take them.
Yeah.
No, they don't do that. Try it today. It's a great way to get your new iPad. All right. Sarah Lane, get your app cap on.
All right.
I'm gonna go get my app cap.
I think I'm going to be a sailor today.
No, you're in the Coast Guard. You're a chief.
I'm a chief.
Yeah.
I'm a Coast Guard chief.
Yep.
Chief Lane here, and I'm ready to set sail and play a new iPad game.
And I'm going to recycle in China.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I got this in China.
You're
It's
a
actually
good
a Mad Hat.
commie.
Yeah. It kind of fits me, doesn't it?
It does. Wow, you've never looked just more natural.
If I had a little red book, I'd wave it.
Yeah. Hang out with Che.
It signifies no endorsement of communism. I'm just wearing a hat.
Yeah, you're just wearing a hat.
You look cute in that hat.
Thank you.
Little sailor girl.
Well, I'm a nautical person. I like to think of myself that way. I'm not, actually. I don't know when the last time I was on a boat.
You didn't come on our sailing trip when we did that.
You know why?
Why?
Because I was covering for Tom on TNT. It was like three. It was like
couldn't
3
go.
days after we got hired.
That's right.
But
Next
that's
time.
neither here nor there because I've got an app that is a great drinking game or just a water game. Totally depends on who you are, but the folks
Drink
that
the
like
beverage of your choice.
folks
is what
that
you're
like
saying.
drinking games are gonna love.
Is that you?
Jenga HD. Yeah, that was me in Cambodia.
Wow.
Jenga HD. It's from National Motion Games. It's 99 cents. So this is
I love Jenga.
much cheaper than the actual Jenga that you would get
This is
at
an
the
unofficial
game store.
Jenga.
This is unofficial Jenga. Yeah. So Jenga HD. Okay. So
Well,
because,
it's not unofficial. That's the official Jenga.
so this is
That's cool.
So this obviously has to go up ways because if you know Jenga, you know that it's a
Right,
it's
it
a
would fall
building
over
type
if
of a
you
game.
didn't.
Now there's a classic and arcade, and for the purposes of time, I'll just show you the classic really quick, so you get a sense that it's great. So this is, of course, how to play if you ever weren't.
Perfect iPad app. There it is.
Is
There's
it not the best?
Look at that.
I know. So you can.
Oh my gosh, this is
Get-
just like really playing Jenga.
Yeah, because you know how when you're playing Jenga and you're like, okay, I need to look around really well and make sure I really figure out what is the best guy to have to take out and not break my
As it
entire.
falls over, everybody has to shout Jenga.
Jenga. So let's say I say this guy looks like the one that I want to take out. So then it's very natural. You start pulling it out.
Cool.
Now, why isn't it? Here? There we go. There we go.
Oh,
so I say,
gosh.
okay,
Oh.
I want to be careful.
Oh,
now once
gentle.
once it goes
Oh.
out all the way, now anyone who knows the rules of Jenga knows once you take one out, you got to put it on the top because the building, the Jenga, whatever it is, has to keep going. You can't actually get rid of any blocks.
Well, that makes
so then
sense.
I say, okay, that's where my new block is. So then I'm sort of like, okay, whoops. Ditto, people are adding me as friends. Now I've got this gaping hole. What I don't want to do is, take out this guy because then my whole block's going to fall over. But maybe if I take out this guy,
Yeah.
I'm in good shape.
Look at that.
Now, of course, as you can see, just playing alone. This is just a solo Jenga game going on here. Uh-oh. You got to be careful, too, or you ruin the whole thing. And you want to put it on this side because you want to make sure that it's as balanced as possible. This is a single-player mode, but I can also do dual player up to 3. So it can be Sarah's turn, Leo's turn, if
That
we're waiting
sounds
at
like
the airport
fun.
or something like that.
But how does it know how steady your hand is? How can it tell?
Well, it's not really. Okay, so
Is it just like
it's the motion
like
of
Angry
your
Birds?
ocean.
It just knows.
Yeah, because you have to be careful with the way that because you're kind of nudging this stuff. See, as you can see, my little tower is kind of like
You might have picked the wrong one.
yeah. So if I go like this and I'm like hasty about it, yeah, get out there, man. Then my tower's gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I got lucky there, but you get the idea. You can also play through Game Center, so you can play Jenga with friends and strangers if you so desire. And it's fun.
I love Jenga.
It's Jenga.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the classic game that is now perfect for the iPad. So there you go, Leo.
You did it without knocking over. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Well, it didn't happen earlier. I'm also in the beginnings. Jenga always seems
It's
so
easy at first.
when you start.
Yeah, and then it gets
but there's
hard.
only so much.
Yeah.
There's only so far you can go up before you go down.
That's true.
You got to crash sometime, babe.
Yep. Hey, by the way, maybe I just gave you the wrong coupon code because I went back to Gazelle and entered the coupon code TWIT and see I'm getting $31 extra. So
Okay.
Use Twit, I guess.
I guess.
I hate that because then we don't get credit for it.
Well, they told me to say iPad
I know.
earlier.
But use Twit because we want you to get the money.
Yes, please.
Even if we don't. So my pick is, I mean, it's not very original. If you go to iTunes, the App Store, you'll see immediately it's the app of the week this week from Apple. But I thought you might want to see it in action. Have you played Battleheart yet?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, this is a game. I don't know if you've played World of Warcraft. It's an RPG, but it's designed for touch. And I think that's one of the key things. Now, I can go shopping at the armory and buy new armor. See, he's kind of cute. It's a little cartoony. It's not quite so scary as World of Warcraft. I can buy or sell things I don't need at the merchant menu. And there's the merchant. You know, just like any RPG. Or I can go into battle. And I'm going to go into battle in Hagerdom. That's where they all wear Hager slacks. Now, wait a minute. Go into battle. Start. All right, you ready? Here we go. Now, I have a whole party. You can have 4 people in your party, including yourself. And so one of them's a wizard, one of them's a rogue, and then this is a healer. Now, here comes a bad guy. You attack by drawing a line. So wizard's going to attack too. Uh-oh, rogue, go get that bat. Okay, healer, heal my wizard. He seems to be getting some bad vibes, man. Everybody, there we go. And now healer's going to heal me because I'm getting beat up a little bit here. So you use your aiming by drawing a line, and I think that's actually a pretty good system. It works pretty well.
You love these like cartoony.
Well, this is kind of
knights
cutesy.
in armor type of
It's kind of
thing.
cutesy. Oh, I should turn up the sound so you can hear the sound.
Oh, that's
of
kind of
battle.
fun. I love that little bat.
Fun, yeah.
I don't want to kill a bat though.
He's a bad guy. He'll eat you.
I want to be friends with
No,
it.
don't. See, they have red eyes. That's always a bad sign. Now it's getting a little hairy in here. Oh boy, should heal my rogue. Heal my rogue. All right. Go zap that bat, wizard. Yes. Now she should do
Save
some
the bat. Save the bat.
All right. Uh-oh.
Befriend the bat.
No, the bat's bad.
Oh.
Oh boy, it's getting really crazy here. So you can see this is so it's a little World of Warcrafty.
It's almost got like an old school Zelda feel.
It does, doesn't it? I kind of like that. Actually.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
There we got him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Okay, everybody, go back here. See, so you draw. Oh, now they're surrounding us. This is bad. All right, we're gonna have to really fight here.
So they get the idea.
You want me to stop?
Well, the only reason I want you to stop is because we've come to the end of our show.
Oh, dang it!
I know.
But I won't know what's gonna happen.
Well,
Quick, get this guy. He's killing my lady.
thank goodness you have an iPad and you can play later.
Oh, I really get the message here. You don't want me to do anymore.
It's not true. No. This is great.
I'm doing so well.
I know Leo well enough
You know
to
that we're going to get banned for cartoon violence.
Once he gets going,
or bad hats.
It's hard to pull you out.
That's Battleheart. I think worth $5.99. I think it's a lot of fun.
You know, Battleheart was $2.99 last night.
Is it $2.99 or maybe it's $2.99?
Well, let's look.
Even better.
Let's
Even
just
better.
look.
And look, Joshua wants to talk.
Oh, Joshua, you were always yapping.
Hey, Joshua,
it says $2.99.
$2.99, great deal.
Yeah. So
Hey.
maybe it's on sale right now.
Hey.
Reach out and grab it.
Hey, Joshua, are you there? Let's see how this Voxer works.
Gainer. Joshua.
Hey, Leo, thanks so much for the demonstration of Voxer. This app is pretty darn cool. I'm watching your live broadcast of iPad
I like this
today
little.
and testing out these apps you're talking about. Fantastic.
Isn't that cool?
I love that.
It's cool.
That was so rad.
Yeah, I can do it faster or slower. I can make him fast. You want to hear him
Make him
fast?
chipmunky?
Hey, Leo, thanks so much for the
Oh, they just take out the
demonstration of Voxer.
spaces.
This app is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I love that.
Watching your live broadcast of iPad
This is the
today
way I
and,
watch us in
testing
Final
out these apps.
Cut.
Isn't that cool?
Real
and then
fast.
I could say, "Hey Joshua, are you there? It's me, Leo. Breaker 19.
Help!
We got us a convoy. Sarah wants to get the heck out of this
Send
show."
Oreos. Do something.
All right, we're out of time.
We're out
Enough
of
playing.
time.
Our,
Leo, this is amazing. I just saw you playing the message live online. This is great. Thanks, man.
that's live.
That is awesome.
Is that awesome?
That was actually really awesome.
Okay.
I feel like he's just sitting here.
It's just like he's in the room with us.
We live in the future.
What kind of hat are you
it's
wearing, Joshua?
official.
So that's iPad Today, episode 35.
In the can.
Mm-hmm.
In the ether.
So next week.
Next week we have one more episode here in the studio before we do our special South by Southwest episode,
We're
which
going to do
we
an
will
episode
be
in
shooting
South,
over the
in
weekend.
Austin. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So
We can do that from a barbecue place, or what do you think?
I certainly hope so.
Remember to bring a hat.
Yes. Yes.
Could be
you
a
too.
cowboy hat.
Bring your communist hat. I heard that they like that sort of thing in Texas.
I have a cowboy hat. I'll wear that instead.
Okay, do that. Yeah, so
I'm taking it off right now. I'm scared.
for next week, see you same time, same place. And that's it. iPad Today. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
iPad Today.